My story isn't really a story or the bit I'm playing. It's a book that's half written, and I'm probably one paragraph on one page of that book. The story started with the draining of the Fens in the 1600s, and I work for an organisation, the Mid-Level Commissioners, and we're the custodians of the water that comes into the system, the water that comes from rainfall, the water that we take from the River Nene, we bring into our system. And because we can't turn the clock back, and because the land has shrunk the height of this building now, we are literally not draining by gravity anymore, as would have occurred in the 1600s. It was a complex system of long straight drains with sluice gates, but it still relied on gravity. That's no longer the case. Around about, I would say, a quarter to a third of our district is pumped 3 times before we get the water away. We have 23,000 houses and businesses that all sit inside our catchment that totally rely on the work that we do to keep the water out of the doors and out of the lounges and the living rooms. So that's the day job. It's an interesting system. It's sort of being all powerful. You can turn the pumps on and you can make the water go away. But the other side of the coin is that we don't have to turn the water on. So we play this game. During the winter we're trying to keep the land dry, and during the summer we're trying to keep it wet. But of course, if we can turn the flow of the rivers off, which we can, then we have the opportunity to keep it wetter than we can. And because we're taking water off the River Nene, water that would have flown out to sea is coming into our system and we're feeding it back. And the abstractors who are growing the crops that you've heard about earlier are reliant on that system. So it's a very unnatural system, but it is very eco-friendly, because we aren't taking water that we've pumped up to reservoirs and then pumped back down again. No, we are taking it locally, we're distributing it locally through mechanical means, and the Great Fen now is reliant on what we're doing. What we know is that we can't turn the clock back, that the story starts on page 1 and it continues. What we can do as people is we can adapt, we can change our landscape, and we can recognise balance. And so we can use water in different ways. We can use water to grow crops, we can use water to feed our people and keep us alive, and we can look after the environment. And it's nice to be involved as an engineer in all of these aspects and getting the balance right. The other challenge that we have in the Mid-Level Commissioners is we are also a navigational authority. And that becomes a stress, because if we take water down too low, boats can't get through our locks, and if we take them too high, they can't get under our bridges. So not only are we trying to manage water for flood risk and water resources, but we have an envelope of about there to there. Surprise, surprise, in the summer we're here, and in the winter we're here. And that difference is our storage, available storage within the system. But that foot of water have these long straight drains, and we have 180 kilometres of drains that might be up to 20, 40 metres wide, is an awful lot of storage capacity. We work with farmers and we encourage, and there are opportunities to create reservoirs within the system and transfer water through our system. So it is an evolving picture, and it will evolve long after my time and my children's time and my children's children's time, because as long as there are people living in the Fens, and the Fens are vibrant places and the economies are vibrant, there will be a place for the Mid-Level Commissioners, and that's my story.